Hello everyone, I'm Chung-in Lee, the ambassador of HS효성더클래스. Today, I'm standing in a truly remarkable place, a new landmark soon to open right here in South Korea. Welcome to the Merscedes-Maybach Brand Center Seoul. And today, we have a very special guest joining us, the architect behind this incredible project. Please welcome Mr. Marcel Heller.
Hey, nice to meet you. Hello.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Mr. Marcel Heller. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Heller. Shall we start by introducing yourself?
So my name is Marcel Heller. I'm the founder of Hello Studios, an architecture company based in Stuttgart in Germany. And we are specialized in creating spaces for brands globally. We're always trying to find perfect identity for those brands, no matter where they are. So that's why we are super happy to be part of this project here.
Okay, let's talk about this space. So as an architect, how did you see and express the meaning of the Maybach brand through this space?
Basically, Merscedes-Maybach stands for craftsmanship. It stands for iconic design. It stands for an aura, what's coming up. That means that when we create something like this, we want to be confident and express a bold presence of Maybach. That's why we're right now standing. It's almost like a cathedral, because it's like it's powerful and it's vertical, you know, like also the verticality, which is one really important part of Maybach's like a design language. So we're trying to use this in an architectural expression. But at the same time, we're standing on a soft carpet. So when the guests are entering, you know, they feel already a little bit at home. Still, this is such an expressive space, but with the softness of this carpet and with like welcome to beyond, as a claim for Maybach, the brand has something mystique behind it. There's something which you want to keep, something which lies in the aura behind it, some which is not visible.
There's one thing I'm really curious about. When you heard, first time that the brand center that will be built in Seoul, how did you feel? And what came to your mind?
Maybach is really successful here in Korea. So it was absolutely makes sense to think about like where can we build a brand center. The good thing was that HS효성더클래스 was proposing this area here. That was something outstanding. For Seoul and Korea, what is also important to know, this is a unique, bespoke design.
Right.
That's why we also looked into the traditional Korean history in architecture. And if you have a closer look, of course, it's a modern interpretation of it, but if you have a look, for example, here in the palace, look of all the big radius they have. We have the roofs. It's a little bit twisted, it's not too much, because the philosophy behind is like, we don't force the building into something. And those lines you can see in the outside of the facade, if you have a look on the outside, you see how those lines are the whole facade here is like bended. So the idea was also to express the boldness in something more soft again. So we use the idea of a softer lines, which goes to that corner, at the same time using a solid material, like these precasted concrete elements, the terrazzo elements, each of those panels are unique. So this is also like a representation of craftsmanship.
That took maybe more than 10 hours to hanging the sign on the outside this building.
I was here on the construction day, and my heart was like pumping when I saw that, and it was like, but hopefully everything works out. They were going back and forth, but everything was perfectly arranged.
You were there.
I was here, for the facade. And this is also, of course, important for Maybach as, it's this technology detail, what the whole brand is about. And that's why we are like absolutely stoked to see how this came out through the building, what we always wanted to express, the details, It will never be anywhere else because Maybach is a brand which like designs based on a philosophy, but we will never replicate anything somewhere else. It's a unique and bespoke design. The philosophy behind it, it's called genius loci in Latin, and that means that you always look for the beauty of the site. You always work with the context. Think about normally in a car showroom, you would have a car. And those cars, they need breathing space. Each car has its own kind of presence. We don't like line up cars, we instalate them. Shopping in the area and they come in, and then they suddenly be like, oh, what's going on here? What is this? And there's no other car showroom in that area. That means that we wanted to create something which is easy to get in, where the people can fall in. They will do definitely selfies, while construction, we had already people coming in trying to do the first pictures. So we said like, sorry, please come back after the opening. So we'll have this unexpected moment where we want like the visitors to ask what is going on here. This is just like a showroom where you can buy cars. This is more like something where you can explore the space and where you have to ask questions. And where you then be treated, of course, as a guest and get out as a friend. And you can have a test drive, you can have an appointment, everything what you like to do.
Yeah, open to everybody.
It's open to everybody,
zone,
exactly.
Right?
We have this everybody friend to get into the brand, to get to know it. And then we have the level of...
So what I see more exclusive is about the exclusive. It's right over, right behind you.
Yes.
There's the accessories.
Of course.
Yeah.
These are also for a brand like Merscedes-Maybach. It's also, of course, important to have those elements featured in. You know, all the bags are manufactured and the stitching. Some of the materials are being used also in the car, so it's like a sculptural one. You know, we choose those objects also because they are like objects, like geometry objects. They are also like showcasing that kind of boldness, what Maybach represents, that solidness and that confidence they're having.
We've been talking about the first floor. How do I get to second floor?
Yeah, no problem. We take the sculptural staircase.
Let's talk about the more, about the handover zone.
Yes, the handover is like in the customer journey. It's like one of the most important stepstones because in that area the customer sees like his car somehow the first time, and it gets handed over to him. And the space here, the customer can directly drive out. So when you see the design of it, it's like a huge stage, and the stage is being presented for the product for our customer. So it's something which we also envision to have this kind of big stage where the car is being presented and you will have it covered with a silk cover and then kind of opens up to yourself. So that's the handover process, a really important part, emotional one, especially when buying a car like a Merscedes-Maybach.
Wow, that will be a once in a lifetime experience.
Yes, definitely.
Right? That will be so impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
They will remember until their dying day.
Yes.
Yes. That was so nice. I was hoping that I could be one of them. Now we're on the third floor. Would you explain about the third floor?
Of course. The third floor is the most important one. So that's why it is kind of, we call it like the salon privé. It's a private space. Yeah. It's a salon where you go. And then also like here we also love the tone-in-tone feeling. So you see also this kind of color, and it's like a little bit like fitting. Outside it's loud and prominent, and inside we have the more calmer way where the customer doesn't like wants to be convinced all the time by the brand itself because it's about him. You discuss about it, you take the samples, you take them away, you can touch them, you bring them on the table. You have the big screen, and then in the same time you see the real one, you see it also digitally. It's an exclusive lounge in the city center.
Sure, it could be a gallery actually.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. And the gallery is also a good point because in Maybach a lot of artworks are also displayed. And for me these cars are sculptures, art at all, and that's why it's fitting well.
I think the most specialized place in this building is the manufacture zone, right?
Yes, so first of all the manufacture is like about customization. It's individualization, and those products can now be served with like whatever you want. If you want to have similar color than your tie, you can do it. And that's something which is expressed in the manufacture. That's why we showcase the samples what we're having here, and they are being like, all the time being like updated. This is like the palette which is special for Maybach. So this is quite important.
Is that your favorite color? You're going to take it?
I'm going to take it, yeah. And here we have a special garden, and I really like it a lot. We worked together with a landscape architect, and he made that proposal, which I loved. So this is like his design and his idea to make the traditional garden within the city. So like a small oasis. So the light is falling into it from both directions. If we don't have the patio, this space area here would be like completely dark, and you would only have the artificial light. But now, when the sun comes in, you have here the reflection. You see the tree here, so it reflects. So that's something which I think is also really special, because normally when you go to a dealership, the car is somewhere deep in space and it has only these lights, And then the color and the material looks a little bit different. But when you take it out to the wild, where the car actually should be. And where you see it later as a customer, it's like this.
This section is a little bit different.
Yes, it's different, exactly. So this section here is different. So this is more like the casual area you start. And that's why this area, we thought we need something where the customer together with the brand can just sit down, have a talk. You know, it's more cozy here, more comfortable. You can call the whole area is a salon privé. And it's a French name, of course, and salon privé comes actually from the areas in Paris. When you would go to Paris and let's say you would like a new dress or a new something at Chanel or another place, then you would go to a salon privé. And at the salon privé, you get your customized suit. And that's why this whole thing is a salon privé. Because that's something what we are represented in the same way. And manufacture is a perfect expression for this.
Yeah, it is the version.
Exactly, on the automotive side. But we're just translating this from the fashion, and each of the customers is different. That's why I think you can treat them differently.
What would you say, like, when you meet the first customer who stepped on this building, what would you want to say?
Well, the first customer I would say, welcome to the first Maybach Brand Center in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
You are number one, and I'm happy you indulge in the brand. I'm happy you have a good time, and I hope you leave as a friend of Merssedes-Maybach.
Yeah.
That would be like my first sentence.
He or she will be honored. Yeah, he maybe heard from you.
Yeah.
They will be honored, you know.
Yeah, I would be pleased. Yes,
You will be
absolutely.
pleased.
Yeah, sure.
They will be honored.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Yeah.
Where they go home and talk to their family and say like, wow, today I discovered something really beautiful and it touched my heart. And this emotional attachment is like the most important